Good afternoon, Hope Motivation. This is Jason Dean coming to you with your midweek motivation. Before we get too far into this, I want to show you this really awesome shirt I'm wearing today. I don't know if you can see that, but what it says is get some motivation. And you may wonder, why in the world am I starting my video showing you get some motivation? It's because I am very excited. We're going to have a very key contributor who helps us here at Hope Motivation, and somebody that we're going to do a shared podcast with, and really somebody that I can see us doing ministry with one another, hopefully until the Lord comes back. Hopefully that'll be during our lifetime. But his name is Matt Mullins. He is the founder of Get Some Motivation. Matt is a phenomenal individual. He uses his message of hope and encouragement and motivation in his day-to-day role within the Navy, but also as a personal trainer to many on our team, and somebody really who is just a warrior for Christ. I mean, this guy's got a heart of gold, and somebody who, again, I know is going to have a key hand here at Hope Motivation. And so anyway, brother, wanted to give you a little bit of a shout out here. You can see the nice shirt, Get Some Motivation, hoo-yah. Let's get into this thing. Guys, what I want to talk to you today is about willingness. You know, Robert Frost liked to say, he said, the world is full of willing people. He said, some are willing to work, the rest are willing to let them. And, I absolutely know in any business that I've been a part of, that seems to be 100% true, right? And I'm sure for many of you watching, that's an experience you've gone through where everybody's willing. A lot of people, unfortunately, are just willing to be a spectator and watch you do the work. And, I want to talk a little bit about that today, because sometimes I think there's a little bit behind why our willingness is only to be a fan or to be a spectator. And I think a lot of times it's driven out of some insecurities that we have. I want to tell you a little bit about that today. Before I get into that, though, I want to tell you a story that I heard. And really, I thought that this was a pretty powerful story. There was a young man, and he really was a huge Steph Curry fan. I mean, just a phenomenal Steph Curry fan. And he got an opportunity to meet Steph Curry after a game, man. And he told him, he said, Steph, I would do anything to be like you. That's quite a compliment, right? I'm sure that, we can all understand Steph Curry's greatly successful at his job, probably the best shooter of all time. I mean, if you want to take me on a game of horse, I'll take you, but you know what I'm saying. So the young man, he gives that great compliment to Steph. I'd give anything to be like you. And Steph Curry looked at him. He said, no, you wouldn't. And the young guy, he's kind of taken aback. He's not like a child now. Don't think that Steph's out there beating up some young kid. But he tells the kid's like, no, I mean, I'd do anything. I'd do anything. And Steph said, no, you wouldn't. He said, you wouldn't be willing to go through what I've had to go through to get to this point. He said, if I miss a week of practice and training throughout the entire year, I'm going to know it. If I miss 2 weeks of training throughout the entire year, well, my teammates are going to know it. And if I miss 3 weeks of training throughout the entire year, the fans are going to know it. He said, you wouldn't be willing to sacrifice like that. He said, you're not going to be willing to get up early when you've got other things. You're not going to be willing to sacrifice your comfort. You're not going to be willing to go through the heartache and the pain and being told no and having to get up and dust yourself off. And at that point in time, the young man, his shoulders kind of slumped over. He looked at the ground and he turned around and walked off. In that moment, it affirmed what Steph had said. That young man was not willing. See, he was willing to be a fan. He was willing to want the reward, but get this now, when it came time to do the work that champions have to do to become champions, he was not willing to pay that price. So this is what I want to ask you today. What is your dream? What is it that you want to do with your life? And are you right now willing to do the work to achieve that? Are you willing to be someone who only participates in the role of fan? Guys, I'm going to tell you the absolute truth. You have got to quit making excuses for why you haven't done more with your life at this point. The fact of the matter is, it isn't a situation with your education. This isn't a situation with your finances. This isn't a situation with your family history. This isn't a situation of where you've come from. This is a situation of looking in the mirror and being willing to pay the price each and every day. We've got to ask ourselves, what is it that we want? What is it that we're willing to go hungry for? What is it that we're willing to go sleepless for? What is it that we're willing to go broke for? You know, I put everything I have in the name of the ministry that the Lord's having me to do, and I'm perfectly fulfilled with that. But there's a big risk involved in that, guys. You've got to be willing to take the same gamble on yourself. You've got to be willing to find something that you're completely sold out for, something you're willing to be obsessed for, possessed for, and impressed by, something that you're willing to give everything that you have to. Guys, even in the Bible, it says in Haggai 2, verse 4, it says, "Be strong, all ye people of the land, and work." It doesn't say, "Be strong, all you people in the land, and wait." It doesn't say, "Be strong, all you people in the land, and watch." It says, "Be strong and work, for I am with you." And isn't that a great promise that he's with us during the work? Guys, I want to encourage you this week. Be willing to do more than be a spectator in your life. Be willing to take the starring role in your life. Will it be difficult? Yeah, it might be difficult. But will it be worth it? Absolutely. The Lord says you're worth it. I believe you're worth it. Now go out there and do something for Christ.